Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh. Today we will talking about representing data, but before starting why we use representing data graphically or in graph, we would presenting data graphically in which that show the relation between numerical quantities and is used to represent facts in a graphic format to be clear and easy to understand. And we have two types to representing data. The first type representing data using a bar line, but how to representing data by bar line. We have an example. The following table shows the sum of money which Joseph saved in 5 consecutive months. We have the relation between month and what he saved at January 30 and February 20 and March 40 and April 20 and May 45, and we want to represent this data using a bar line graph. To represent this data must be drawn two line, horizontal and vertical lines, but what we will write in horizontal and vertical at horizontal line we draw the words at each word under heavy line like this, then under this line, and keep the distance between two words or any elements must the same distance, like from January to February we have two squares, and between February to March we have the same two squares, and so on, and must be right and under the heavy line. But now what we write in vertical line, right here what is it changing when we look to this number. We're looking for a multiplication table that represents these numbers 30 and 20 and 40 and 20 and 45. This number are multiple of 5. All these numbers multiples of 5. Then we can use table 5 by write 0 and 5, 10, 15 increased by 5. Now how to represent this number? At the first we have the first month, January, at 30, then from January up to 30 and determine the bar by 2 points, then draw the bar line using ruler. Next month, February 5, 2030, then add February up to what? Up to 20, then go to 20 here and determine by 2 points to draw the two line and they get the bar line. Next March, determine by 2 points up to 40, go to 40 and determine by 2 points, then draw two lines, get the bar line. Next April, by the same way from the heavy line, determined by 2 points which represents 20, then draw bar line. Next May, determined by 2 points in which represents 45 at 45, and put 2 points, determine the lines and draw bar line. The next type of representing data using double parts. How to representing data using double parts? We have an example. The following table shows the maximum and the minimum temperature in 5 capitals during one day. We have a relation between capitals and temperatures, for example Cairo and Rome, Paris, London, Moscow, and temperature we have two temperature maximum and minimum. We mean draw two bar lines or double bar lines for each capital. Then write the words down and write the number which represents this. If we look to this number, all this number divisible by 2 without 9 and 5, but we can get 9 and 5. 9 lies between 8 and 10, and 5 lies between 4 and 6. Now we said before, write the words or the capital under heavy line here Cairo, and keep the distance. We have Cairo to Roma, we have two squares, they by the same distance, keep two squares and write the next capital, and so on. How to represent? At the first, represent the maximum in Cairo 24, then to Cairo here add to 4, but draw what? Draw where 24 and draw where 16. Add the maximum we can draw before the heavy line and draw the minimum after heavy line. And at the first, let's show 24 Cairo up to go to 24, determine by 2 points, then by using ruler draw a bar, and 16 after heavy line we can determine at 16. Go to 16 here, put 2 points to my number and draw the bar line, get this line. Then we presented Cairo by double bar, the red representing maximum and the orange represent minimum. Must be makes the difference between two bars, two in which red refer to maximum and orange refer to minimum. Next, at Roma, from to Roma. For Roma, we go to at the first at 18. Go to 18 and put 2 points and draw the bar. Then next will be 10. It's the maximum, and draw the minimum at 10 and here. But at 10 put 2 points and join bars. As the verses we can represent Paris at 9, maximum at 9. Here 9 lies between 8 and 10. Then at the middle we can put 2 points and draw our line. Then and the minimum 5 lies between 4 and 6 at the middle here, and put 2 points to determine the bar line where. Then join at London for heavy draw maximum, and after this line draw the minimum. Draw London at 12, then go to 12 and put 2 points and join to get the bar line. As maximum we can draw the minimum at 7. Go to 6. 7 lies between 6 and 8 at the middle here. You can determine by 2 points and join the bar and Moscow and so on, and any elements here. We know that to draw the double bar we have heavy line, draw bar line for the heavy line and the bar line after heavy line, which represent the capital Cairo and Rome and Paris and London and Moscow and so on. You have an drill. This drill represents parts and the number of the people which prefer this sport complete or draw or representing this data on bar line graph. You can draw or represent this data graphically now, and you can tell us about your answer, and thank you.